y'all. Welcome to another episode on the Goddess Cave. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's get real in the cave. Now today, this topic is really long. Of course, I'll shorten it up once I actually post it, but let's sip this tea, okay? Is it really F and F, or are we just free from taking accountability and maturing and evolving? So let's check that one off the list. I just feel personally I feel like we went through the whole, it's like a battery in the back that we tend to keep putting in either the male or female back into this mirage of what you need to be. And, I just feel like it's really just freeing ourselves from, okay, now we're not talking about toxic things or anything like that. I just feel like in general, it's praised now for things to really just not work out. I feel like people want things to work out, but at the same time, we're just as happy when things don't. And I feel like as far as either freeing yourself from friendships or whatever, but let's just get back to this. F and F basically just saying you're free of dealing with the male encounter, right? But actually, if it was such a freeing thing to be finally F and F, what happens between that moment of making a decision to be F and F to what's next? Because if you're just going to go on this battery and you have this jetpack in your back about just being free and finally get back into your single life and doing a bunch of city girl things, then you're never reaching that next step of maturing and what's the word? Maturing and just revisiting certain behaviors within yourself that allowed you to be in an F and F type of situation. Can we take responsibility about what attracted? Well, now we all know we have certain things to where people show themselves further down the line, but there's also things within us that get comfortable, that is desperate, if we will, because I just feel like there's not a mental processing of there's a loss still at the end of the day, and it seems cool, and that's where the healing doesn't take place, because it seems cool to finally be out of a situation that may not have been for your benefit, but you have to also know that you've become a person and left a person yourself within that situation, as well as making the adjustment of a loss of an individual. So, because I just feel like rather it's a person who came to an agreement that their relationship is no longer working, or someone who could be in this F and F, type of mentality. Both people still take this place because what's being praised is that, okay, sis, be single and live your life. And I guess hope, we had the whole seer movement and the seer prayer, but there was really no more, seeing this out. Let's see through, how do we get to that place mentally within ourselves. You can't be on a city girl type of energy or F and F type energy and expect to get to that next step. There's processing, like I said before. Exiting that F and F, if you will, type of relationship to getting to the seer prayer is a whole type of energy on its own. I don't think it's going to be, oh, let me go out and do this and act out and show this and do this and project on to the world, or to show this person that I'm better off without you. I don't think that it's that. I think it's more so you seeking to understand, taking accountability, because like I said, we don't experience ourselves and maturing to get to that place. So then we're just recycling situations and people over and over again. And that's why we keep having this FNF type of, I feel like there's a somewhat of a balance between soft girl life and city girl life. But at the same time, city girl life is up here. And then it's always like city boy life at the, balancing or fighting for, the higher ground. But it's like at the end of the day, to be honest, if y'all all could choose, you would want to be in Sierra's prayer. You would really want companionship and stuff because that's why you were in that situation in the first place. So I think that you have to just be careful when you are ego work again, taking control of your ego and understanding like, okay, I know you may be rushing to free yourself and feel like you may have missed out on a lot because that's what everybody else is showing. But like I said, you know how everybody always says everybody still has somebody at the end of the day. I just feel like don't go, chasing waterfalls of a mirage at the end of the day because you don't know what these people are doing, especially when we're talking about celebrity lives, because at the end of the day, that's where a lot of people's decision making is coming from. These celebrities who have a totally different lifestyle than your scammer or whatever type of whatever fast money relationship that you may have, still totally different. Okay, it's not even the same. Okay, you may have somewhat glimpses of experiences that may seem similar, but it's still not even the same. So for you to be basing your decisions off of those things, it's just like, I've been there. And I think, shout out to Natalie, I think that is even like, it's like I've had to like check myself when I'm seeing things on social media and it's making me want to deter a certain way. You get like a little turmoil within yourself. Like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do this? Do I really want to have this type of energy? Do I really want to do this? But that's what's making money at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I said that consumer of grasping onto these movements, you have to be able to like understand where you are and what you need for your life, even though you're going through these things. Because there has to be some type of maturity. I feel like even like through therapy, like once you go into talking about your situation to a therapist, you're going to go through that moment where you're just, yep, this person. And then after a while, you get tired of talking about those things. And it's like, okay, but a good therapist will always ask you, well, what made you make that decision? What made you think this was okay? What within you, and then you just get to go back and you will be able to think, or you should start to think, okay, maybe this wasn't the first time. And maybe, truthfully, I'm just re-experiencing something because that's the energy that I still have within me. So it's just a new person. So you're not technically F and F because you still have the certain energies that attract the whatever you want to call it. You guys are sharing that energy because most of the time people who have city girl tendencies and FNF tendencies or my type tendencies are just chasing an energetic surface level type of connection. Because anybody who wants to rush out and announce this and not actually be able to really sit down and understand, like I said, that loss within themselves is fooling everybody else but yourself. And you're trying every day to fool yourself. Because it's a big thing. I think that we should stop shedding light on just the processing of it. I'm not saying that any situation that does not serve you, you should not be somewhat relieved. You know what I'm saying? But I think it should be more so focused on how can I adjust things within myself, so therefore I won't deal with these things again, instead of having that type of escapism type of reality, you know, to where, you just want to get back to having those same surface level feelings. So let's say if you guys were going out to eat all the time, or you guys are Christmases and all that stuff, then you start to get that desperate energy back again, because that's all that you really were wanting at the end of the day. Because if you really wanted something deeper, I feel like, not saying that we can change anyone, but I feel like we would have had to draw back. And not saying that, like I said, you can't change anyone, but I feel like you would have drew back more and taking accountability and responsibility and maturing and evolving more, to where once you got to the point where it was like the straw that broke the camel's back, you would have been just like, I have peace. I'm going to take some time to do some things that I haven't been able to do and keep moving, and the next will come along. It's a peaceful transition. I feel like whenever we have those rushed, eager to showboat and all these things, transitions, it's the key that something is broken and you're trying to rush and fix something and band-aid it. Been there. Like I said, I feel like I've had those type of tendencies to where, like, it's escapism pretty much, because all you gonna do is go out, drink, smoke, and go to parties, and hopefully, Lord forbid, not get yourself into any type of situations that doesn't affect you mentally, health-wise, financially, or any worse circumstance. Because a lot of those things can create the wrong place or wrong time type of situations, because you're so eager to feel a place that truthfully can't be filled by things. It's a whole human being that you are in loss of. There's a difference between saying, hey, let me switch and do some things that I haven't been able to do, because that's just what happens when you're in companionship with someone. It's a peaceful transition. You respect that time. You take your time. You plan instead of rushing out to do something. You don't want to be in a reactive state to life. You want to try your best to be in a responsive state to life. I just feel like, child. And see, this is the thing. This is why I always said, like, I'm going to do another episode, like, on, like, 90s music and so forth, and how that type of music and how music kind of affects us, because I've had to take breaks from artists or genres of music, because it leaves an imprint on us that you carry every day, because it sound good. It sound good, to be surface level and cold-hearted, and it sounds easy, but that still takes work to be that way, because then you have to shut off certain parts of yourself. Then that's when you have these people who saying, I don't know how this happened. I was so this way, but something has pulled me in with this person, and I don't know how I got here, because you didn't take responsibility, accountability, and make sure to understand the needs that you still have that you were trying to fill incorrectly. That's why I think it's important, and that's why I created my other page, because it's important for us to be able to not just talk about the next steps in life, but the processing through it, and how to truly process it, Not just saying, yeah, I'm done with this and it's time to go get money. I don't know if anybody else, it comes and goes. I'm still going through that whole thing of understanding, like, money in the aspect of, like I said, it comes and goes. You not about to be just, okay, first of all, it comes and goes. Just keep it at that. It comes and goes. So for you to just go out there and say that, that's a bottomless pit to be trying to dig through and feel. Because it's getting printed every day, currency every day, so you have to have something more meaningful to be looking for. And social media, first of all, is something that you have to always keep in check. I think that's why we have these things like even on iPhones where you can monitor, what you're doing, what apps are you using every day, what monitor, like, hey, I'm doing too much, I'm on that app too much, am I in a fantasy am I getting imprinted too much? Because that happens. Because like I said, it's nothing wrong with having these types of situations to where you may really have to go through something like that to get some breakthrough. But if you're not breaking through it correctly, it's bound to happen again. So I just want you to take out of this episode that when these movements come along, always keep in mind, like, yeah, it may look fun because those are music videos. This is to sell. This is to brand themselves. This is not a class. Okay, this is just all branding to get your attention. And that's it at the end of the day. So if you keep that in mind as you're going through situations, if this ever is your case, just be mindful. Don't just adapt a certain movement because everybody says it and everyone's posting it. Like, be careful of the Justin LeBoys and Shade Room quotes and Twitter posts and memes and all that other stuff, because you don't know where these people are working from, and two, you don't know what's going on behind that screen. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Misery love company, and you don't know what type of company they keep in that could be the exact opposite of what they're saying. Because at the end of the day, not only misery love company, growth loves company at the same time. So just be careful. If someone is saying, like I said, it's just really important to know at the same time, if someone is saying that if they said something in a past state of, if someone has said something in a past state and it brought them a profit, they could be moving way past that through their therapy and healing and whatever else they're going through. But they're using the broken souls and the misled people, the confused people to make a profit. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. Make sure that you're not getting stuck in these movements while other people are living their life flourishing and happy. And like I said, making a profit off of your pain, off of your confusion. So just know what movement are you getting drawn to and why. And if that was to be the case, take those steps of saying, okay, how can I take responsibility for my actions? Because it takes two. Taking that accountability for yourself and your actions, and figure out how can you mature from the situation. What type of decisions could you have made in a mature way to get a different response? Because like I said, you just never know if different responses that you could have made could have been a switch. Not taking responsibility for someone else's actions, but a lot of things is a ping pong or tennis match, We feed off of each other a lot of times. So that's what we are here for, to help each other grow and evolve. So I hope you guys like this episode. See you in the next. Thank you for being real in the cave.